Hello.
Hey,
You're the first one.
All right. How's it going, everyone?
It's going.
good.
Good, good. My name is Sam.
I see. They weren't sure if you were coming on
Oh,
or
okay.
not originally.
Oh, okay.
They
Cool.
never told
Surprise.
us who all actually
Surprise.
was coming
Perfect.
because they
I
were
think
like, he didn't respond to us. We're waiting to hear back. And then they never told us. So
classic. But that's how I like to do it. Not respond like the typical singer, but then show up unexpectedly, right?
there you go.
I think Chris will be joining us too.
Yeah, it
And
was
then
Chris and then they were talking
Kevin.
Kevin too, but
Kevin.
we'll
Yeah.
see. Yeah.
So I think it'll just be me and Chris.
Oh, that's fine. So it'll
Cool.
be Chris and my co-host, his name is Chris. So
Yep.
Perfect.
two Chris's.
Perfect. Um, Hung might actually send him a text and just let him know that I'm in here.
And be like, hey, get your butt in
And
here.
yeah, something like that.
Jess, what shirt are you wearing?
My easy bake coven. It's spooky season. What do you think I'm wearing? I like
Didn't you
being
wear that?
spooky.
Didn't you wear that a couple episodes ago?
No, I think I wore it for stereotherapy.
Really?
I don't know. I don't keep track of what shirts I wear when I do podcast interviews and stuff. Who has time for that?
Yeah, we do tend to bicker
Like siblings.
like
Oh yeah.
siblings. But
Oh yeah.
we've known each other for a very long time, but we've never met in person.
Oh cool. How long have you guys known each other?
Oh, I don't know, like 18 years.
Years. Oh wow.
Yeah,
Cool.
18, 19-ish
Wow,
years.
wow. That's awesome.
Was it 18, 19 years? Maybe less than that.
Wow.
You say like 2005.
It's
So
like 04, 05, somewhere
Yeah,
around there.
so a long time.
that's cool. Well, that's
Met
cool.
met on apparently we met on the old days in MySpace. So
Yeah. Oh, MySpace.
Yeah.
Those are the old days. Wow.
it
Yep.
was
I had a. Oh, go ahead.
oh no, you're fine. Mine's not
Oh,
important.
same. I was just about to say the same thing. No, I had a MySpace once. I think Tom was my number one friend.
He was always
I think
everyone's number
I think
one.
that was the trend. Yeah.
I can't remember. I think when you could change your top 8 and 8 though, you could like move him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. Or did he always stay number one and you had no choice?
No, you could
Um,
move him.
I think you can move him. Yeah.
I met him once.
The real Tom.
Yes.
No way.
I went to
That's
Chicago. I
awesome.
went to Chicago. They had a MySpace party there at the Metro. And I met Tom and I got my picture with him.
Wow.
You gotta dig that picture up.
Wow.
I think I showed you before, didn't I? No. I'll dig it up.
That's really cool. That
It
guy's
was
kind of a
like,
legend. I feel like, there's the Mark Zuckerberg and the Napster guys, but like they need to make a movie about Tom. Like
Yeah.
well, I mean,
because I think, MySpace came before Facebook,
it
kind
did.
of,
Mhm.
It was definitely
technically.
before Facebook. And then Facebook was
So,
kind of more of a college thing for a while.
yeah, it was. That's right.
Yeah,
That's weird.
I
Weird.
know. I know that. What was I thinking? Oh, keep losing you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm actually trying to communicate with
Oh, that's fine.
Chris as well. I'm still here.
He's still here. Well, I didn't lose you completely, just the video. But
Gotcha.
what was I? What was my train of thought?
Facebook,
Yeah, MySpace.
maybe.
There was
MySpace,
actually a
yeah.
MySpace movie someone randomly made.
Really?
It was
Wow.
hilarious. It's like kind of
No Tom.
It was like spoofing it.
Oh, okay.
No, they had like some Tom lookalike at the end,
Uh,
pretending to be puking into a toilet because that's what his profile picture always is. Everyone thought he was puking by a toilet or something. And it was talking about like the MySpace angles and stuff. And I don't know. You should look it up. It's funny.
I will have to. All right.
It was definitely an old video, but you can find it on YouTube still. Chris is looking it up right now.
No, I'm not actually. Normally I would. I did find that Matt or that movie that Matt was talking about, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Going the Distance, but the Canadian version, not the American one.
I'm seeing if I can find my Tom picture. Pretty sure I have it saved somewhere. I have way too many photos on my phone.
Oh, you're telling me? My wife has photos from like 2013 or something. Every time a new phone comes out, she just like, can I get the terabyte version? Can I get can I get the 5 terabyte version?
I know
Oh.
I have a regular photo, but I guess this one would be fine. I had it in like some weird collage for some Facebook thing, Throwback Thursday challenge. Oh,
Yeah.
when people did weird. See, I miss like on MySpace, you used to do those random wall things where people would answer all these questions. But if you think about it now, if you did that now, that's like someone stealing your information. So if they could get into your passwords and stuff.
Okay, so Chris thought okay. Kevin might jump in. Chris is not jumping in. Actually,
Oh,
you'll
so
be the only
swapping.
Chris.
Oh man.
I know.
It's really
Oh, man.
bad. You can't really
Oh,
see
look
it.
at that. That's awesome.
It
That's
doesn't
really
look
cool.
good on this computer though. The screen.
And Kevin's gonna jump in. Kevin's awesome. He's a goofy, so that'll be fun. He says coming. I can just hear him down the hall. Coming now. Sorry, guys.
It's all good.
All good.
We've had many little random snafus before, so
I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen Matt Vitesse. How do you say his name?
I think it's Batiste.
I'll go with the V. If you've seen Matt V on social media, he does a lot of like. He just went to When We Were Young and did like emo versus pop punk questions in the crowd. We had him on what 2 weeks ago? Did we interview
a few
him?
weeks ago? Yeah.
And his audio and video went out like right near the end.
Oh no! Oh no!
I think we spent like 10 minutes like waiting for it to work again.
Yeah.
It happens. Technology.
Yeah. Well, appreciate you guys waiting. This isn't even technology. It's just, I think everyone's nervous.
Dude, no reason to be nervous with us at all.
No. No. I know Chris. He's got 2 little ones, so I think that's his dilemma right now. So
same.
But
same. But I got a 4-year-old. He's actually, my wife's putting him down right now, which is usually why we record at 8:30. So
it's perfect.
Yeah, and then I got an older son. He's 13.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I got a little one. She just turned 1 in September. So I'm new to it. She's easy though, so everyone's telling me like, "Oh yeah, now you'll want another one," and you'll realize, "Oh, this one's different."
100% the case.
Yeah. So you can say, yeah.
Yeah, my older one was very easy as a baby and like toddler and growing, and now like my younger one, he is night and day different from his brother. Yeah. Just night and day different.
It's coming. Kevin said he was coming, so so sorry, guys.
No worries.
Yeah.
I'm a patient person for the most part.
Oh, bless you.
For the most part.
Bless you.
It depends on how long I'm waiting. I mean, I waited 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, true.
I waited 2.5 hours to have 2 seconds with Jason Momoa. So.
Oh wow! Well, 2 seconds.
Yep, picture and gone.
He put his hand on your shoulder, though.
He did touch me. He did touch me.
That's cool. Ooh, 2 hours.
Yeah, 2.5 hours, and then it started to like rain.
Oh no!
And it was like,
was it a wet picture?
No, it wasn't. I could probably find it. Wait, let me see. It's probably not that great on here though. Welcome, Kevin.
Hello, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
we're just talking about how patient I am. I mean, I did wait like 2.5 hours to meet Jason Momoa.
Oh wow. Well, we're almost as famous as him, so we probably could have waited
I
approximately
was
that
like,
long.
there he is. There he is.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
nice. Very cool. Very cool.
It was such a weird experience because it was like 2 seconds. They had you turn your phones all on selfie mode and video, and they're like, "Here, turn around." And he just walks by and kind of goes, "Picture, walk by, picture,
Done.
walk
Yeah.
by."
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
I guess
something.
though, it's something, and he
Mm.
touched me, so you know.
Hey.
I loved
Never
it.
wash that shoulder.
Yeah, never-
I don't think I will. No, it's the jacket. I just never washed the jacket.
There you go.
There you go.
He's
Nice.
a pretty cool actor, though. I like him. And there's a show on Netflix called Frontier. He's good in. I liked Game of Thrones, even though he wasn't in it long. But
Yeah,
he was pretty cool in that show.
I watched the app on Apple. He was in C,
Okay,
where like it's a
Cool.
world full
I
of
haven't seen
blind people. Everyone's
Interesting.
blind except for like certain children of the world that
Huh.
aren't. It's just weird, but it was really good. It's very bloody, actually.
Interesting.
We'll have to look into that. So,
Oh, nice.
all right, now I can close this, so then I'm not. I don't want to pop it out. I don't want.
Jess, we forgot the very first question that we should probably ask
Oh yeah.
at the beginning of an interview. So, can you tell us who you are and what you do in the band?
All right. My name is Sam, and I do the vocals in SoftSpoken. Throw to Kevin.
Yeah. Sorry. Sorry, my phone started flipping around. I'm Kevin, and I'm the drummer.
All right. I'm Jessica, and I'm the host.
Nice.
And Chris and co-host.
Nice.
Chris and co-host.
Chris and
It's nice.
co-host.
Nice to meet you guys. I'm glad we could get this set up.
Yes, thank you for coming
We've
on
been
for sure.
so busy, and yeah, we finally are kind of like settling down right before we hit the road. So yeah, I appreciate the patience with us.
That's what we were talking about, how patient I can be. So I guess we'll just get this started, unless Chris, you were talking about trying to have people record that intro.
No,
you
we can do
wanna
that. We can do that after. That's fine.
Oh, okay.
If they're down for it.
For sure.
Yeah,
All
whatever
right.
you guys want.
Well, we will start with so I read your bio and everything on your website. However, the listeners may not go and read it. So I just wanted to know exactly how the band got started, because I know you said something about Chris founded the band when he was like in Japan. But for listeners' purposes, if you could just, tell us how that all came about and how SoftSpoken became SoftSpoken.
Yeah, for sure. And that's correct. Yeah, Chris did find SoftSpoken. He was living in Japan, and the story is short, and I don't know it as well. Obviously,
I can do it if you don't know.
You know
it
pretty
that
good?
well, Sam.
Go ahead.
I know
Go
it pretty
ahead.
good. So
Yeah, go ahead.
Chris was teaching in Japan, and early on the lead of the school, I don't know what the lead of the school is called in Japan, but we'll say it was the principal or something like that, wanted to sit in on one of his classes. He sat in on the class, and he said, you did a good job. The one criticism that I would give you is like, you're so like, I don't know if he said exactly soft spoken, but he said like, you're very soft spoken, and I think that your students won't respond well to you unless you can kind of command the class. And so he kind of took that to heart. He thought about quitting, and ultimately he decided like, no, you know what? Like, that's who I am. I am soft spoken. And, I think my students actually like that I'm being myself, and I'm not trying to change who I am, just to appease them. And he started writing music. And as he was writing music in Japan, he would always just label it demo soft spoken. So that was kind of how the name started. And then obviously created a band when he came back to Kentucky, but all the demo stuff that he was doing in Japan, he would call it soft spoken because of that.
Nice.
Spot on.
So you guys are from. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say someone pissed him off, and locally are making rock
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you guys are from Kentucky, or because I saw in the bio was like Cincinnati. I know like
Yeah.
Covington and all that is nearby.
Yeah,
And
Cincinnati is
is.
definitely like the hub of our scene.
We call
And
it Greater Cincinnati. It's like
and even
Southeast
though
Indiana. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know a lot of like YouTubers and stuff around the area. So
Nice.
a lot of them are like, oh, we're from Cincinnati, but really they're like Kentucky and all that right over. Yeah.
Yep.
So, okay. So we actually found you guys maybe about a few months ago when we were actually recording an episode for this podcast, searching for music we weren't aware of previously. So we physically went out, typed in genres or whatever to a couple different websites, and that's how I believe Jess was the
That's
one who
awesome.
found you.
Cool.
How do you find that most people are finding you guys?
It's a really good question.
You want my opinion on that, Sam?
Wait, I think I might be able to guess.
Go
And,
ahead.
you know, there's a lot of different ways that people find us, and we definitely work hard to try to utilize every kind of way. But at the end of the day, it is a business, and I say strategic ads.
Hey.
Strategic. And Chris is a very good marketer, and he's actually runs a little independent label, and they do marketing for some bands that they help and stuff like that. So I definitely think that in this day and age, making some good content. And, you know, and if you're willing to spend just a little bit of money, it doesn't even take that much. But if you can push it, and then you guys yourselves can push it to your friends and followers, the organic people that already exist, you know,
Yeah.
and well, bam, the hopes of something going, you know, a little viral for you. So that's kind of, I feel like, the main.
Yeah.
I
But
do
like
see
you-
the
but like you
ad all
said-
the time. I do see
Yeah.
ads all the time for like, oh, get this CD for free.
Yeah. That's one that we're pushing right now. Not sure if we want to get rid of our CDs or if we want to keep doing it, because it's actually, I think initially it was to get rid of the CDs, and it was like, oh, this is actually doing pretty well. So we kind of have been leaning into that a little bit. But yeah, like Sam said, I think we have so many different avenues. Chris is such just a master of, you know, finding all those different ways to find new people, that it's hard to pinpoint one way. But yeah, I think the targeted ads is definitely kind of how we got going. We got the ball rolling, and then the organic part
And-
took off.
It's charm when
And-
we
and
show
Sam's
up live.
charm.
When you come and see us live, we bring it, and we try our best to just be awesome
Yes.
as much as possible.
There you go.
So we were talking about how you get found. Now I want to talk about some of the music. Now, the Pathways EP was your first release, right? And
That's
then your
correct.
first single was I Feel Fire, which featured Rory from Dayseeker. So
Yes,
how
pretty
was that
sweet.
experience collaborating with him?
And here's a big that actually wasn't my experience. I was not the vocalist on that EP.
Oh,
So my story of it was SoftSpoken starts after that.
But from what we
But,
heard,
Um,
Rory was great. He was super
Yes.
awesome, and he wasn't nearly as famous as he was back then. He actually did that feature for free.
right.
I think nowadays he would do a feature probably for about $1,000, and back then, yeah, he did that for free. So
but we did, yeah, and we did make some. I got to record some versions with my voice on it, so it was fun. It was a cool EP. Yeah.
And if you could collaborate with any artist, whether or not they're relevant now or maybe they're from the past, who would you choose?
Ooh,
don't say
also-
it, Sam. Don't say it.
I'm not gonna say Scott Stapp from Creed. Kevin, that's what you're thinking? Anyways, he's awesome. But let's see. There's so many good people out
Yeah,
there. I have so
really.
much respect for so many who came before us and who are doing it now. Currently, I really like Maddie Mullins from Memphis. That'd be pretty cool. I worked with Cameron Mizell a ton of times, and Maddie likes to work with him. Be cool to do something with him. That's maybe the closest realistic, maybe big one that I could maybe attain.
I
Yeah.
mean, maybe you could. It'd be great.
So, yeah, that would be cool.
Anyone you want to collaborate with, Kevin?
Oh man.
Ooh.
It's crazy because a lot of my favorite artists have at one time or another been canceled. So trying to think of somebody who hasn't been.
Good
I
Lord,
really
who do you look up
like
to?
Andy Sizek.
Sizek,
You know,
yes.
of the people who haven't been canceled. But man, so many of my favorite singers with like the iconic voices. And whether it was merited or not, you know, we don't need to have that discussion. But God, I would love to throw out names. but unfortunately they've just been canceled. So yeah, I guess the best one that I could think of that hasn't been canceled is Andy. That's all I could say. I am not allowed to say anything else.
Yeah, that would be fun. I'd like to do that.
Yeah.
So Depth Perception was your first full length,
Yes,
and it did reach pretty high on a couple Billboard charts. Now, how did that feel, having
That
it
was
reach
cool.
higher up?
yes, that was pretty cool. So that was my first one. Never gotten to put out a full length before, so it was a lot of work. And we got to work with Matt Goldman, who worked with like some early Under Oath.
Yeah.
So that was pretty neat, and we helped not renovate, because but helped clean up an old church so that we could record. He was going to be doing some work down there for a while, and it was like a little give and take, like, we can come record you guys, I'll give you guys a good deal, help me clean up some stuff, get a broom.
Nice.
So no, it was cool, and we got to stay there actually too. They had like, this church had like had a room with like bunk beds and stuff. But Depth Perception was cool. For some of those songs that hit the billboards, I know. Oh my God, that's so bad. I can't think of the song.
I know, I should have written
It's
them down.
It's my own damn song.
It's been a while.
Oh wow, yeah, it's been a while. Staying. All right, next question. Yeah.
So in 2021, the EP Where the Heart Belongs was released. Would you say that's the best representation of who SoftSpoken is and where you're going?
Ooh,
Yeah,
good question.
really good question. I think so. In part because it was kind of like, if you think of like a sports team, like new people getting together and sharing creative things and trying to make music, and I think that's what Depth Perception was. And Where the Heart Belongs is now so different. There are elements that still exist that me and Chris like to do, and we'll never leave, because it's who we are. But I really think where we're headed now is, I think, more refined, grabbing some of those elements, staying current with what people are popping off right now, trying to stay relevant, and
Yeah.
also staying soft spoken. We like to take everyone for a ride as much as possible. I love dynamics. I love going from big and loud to soft, and bring it back up and just give people a ride.
Yeah, I think
Nice.
it's always interesting when we ask people like, "Oh, what bands do we sound like?" And we get a lot of the same ones, I'll say. People think that Sam is the post-hardcore version of The Weeknd. We hear that a lot. We hear like Issues. What's the other one we hear all the time? I guess Sleeping with Sirens.
Yeah.
So Sleeping with Sirens. But anyways,
Yeah.
the thing I like about the Where the Heart Belongs EP is like, you get kind of that like very hard rocking moments, but you also get like really high energy post-hardcore. So I think it's cool, like, and we talk about this when we're like crafting our set, like, man, it's really cool that we have this and this and this. And I feel like Where the Heart Belongs is like the biggest piece of our set right now, because obviously it's pretty recent. But the new music that we're working on now definitely, I think, is just kind of the continuation of that, with some slight, like Sam said, some slight refining and just trying to make it a little bit better. But
I can't wait.
But it's the same soft-spoken sound, I think,
Right.
It just keeps getting cooler and more fun. We're loving it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, talking about like you're more refined, you did release recently singles Love Talk and Alone. Will these singles be part of a full length, or are you going to be kind of doing more of like the releasing of singles? Because a lot of bands are doing that now, where they don't put out full length albums anymore.
I know, right? I still think secretly that people like full lengths. I think it's pretty cool, but I think it's definitely more like nostalgic and kind of like a band with like a good funnel of followers who are like organically always there. So I think, and not to say that we won't put out a full length, kind of don't know yet, and there are some things that we are trying to work out with the songs we have now, release wise. As of right now, it's kind of maybe a singles game.
Yeah.
I think the best answer is probably for now it's a singles game until some other pieces might work themselves out.
Okay. So then if something does work out, however, are those songs a good representation of what's to come?
I would say so.
I think so. Yeah, I think we're definitely getting a hold of like, yeah, it's like Where the Heart Belongs 2.0 or something.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
kind of what it feels like.
And could you run me through like the soft-spoken writing process?
Yeah, for sure. Wow, before COVID, it was like definitely kind of that old school getting together. We would go to Chris's parents' house, then have this barn, and he's got a mini ramp in there. So if we lost creative edge, we just like, okay, let's just go fall in the mini ramp and stuff. But we would practice together and write like that, kind of organically, just throwing out riffs and stuff. And I play guitar. And anymore now after COVID, and we're all, kind of in our own spaces and here and there. A lot of times Chris will like write something at home. I'll write something at home, kind of just piece them together. I've written some like kind of like Alone was kind of like an R&B kind of hip hop thing at first. I just like took some simple kind of beat and some effects on my MIDI controller and just kind of played around with the little beat kind of thing, and out came that. Chris just took it with some guitar, and he likes to play with MIDI a lot. So if he can't like bust out his guitar and make a lot of noise, he'll just sit on his computer and just write guitar on MIDI, and it's sick. He's like a MIDI painter.
Nice.
But yeah, and then I'll just sit in the car when we have cool demos and just sing.
So you
Bust it
say
out.
you write like the music first and then you put lyrics to it? Or do you
A
think of
lot of the
lyrics?
times when I'm writing like for Alone and stuff, like if I'm creating like some instrumentals, like I'll be right at that moment also coming up with melodies, because that'll drive kind of like where I go with those
Yeah.
instrumentals. So for sure, that's kind of always singing, I guess.
So you're kind of all over the place sometimes when you're creating.
Yeah, probably as I am now
Yeah.
talking to you too.
Can't sit still.
Yeah,
It's all
I
good.
know.
So you toured with I Set to Kill a couple times now.
Yes.
How were those tours, and how did they
So
differ, being that they were a few years apart? Like, how were your experiences like the first time versus the second time you toured with them?
Yeah, the first time was with Awake at Last, and that was fun. It was different because we had member changes. In the first time, I feel like it was so much driving, so we played a couple shows and then had to drive from Buffalo to Denver to meet up with Ice at the Kill.
Insane.
I don't even remember how that routing
That is
went,
a long drive.
but it didn't happen the second time around. The second time around was a little better, although we did have to route out to like New Mexico, but we had a couple a couple shows on the way there. And it was member changes too, so we were kind of playing with some different drummer and different bass player too. But it's funny because all the members, I feel like everyone we've worked with is just kind of people we've already known and shared the stage with or something with. Eyes is so good. So I think I like the second run the best though. I'll say they got Eyes at the Kill played a festival in Oklahoma City, and we weren't on the festival, but since we were touring with them, they gave us like extra passes and stuff. So we got to go into the festival for free and just eat some food that the artists were getting and stuff.
Nice.
Basically just like hung out and Ice at the Kills, like they gave every artist like a little tour van bus spot kind of ordeal to setups.
So you were guest
we
listed.
were guest listed and treated like royalty, and we didn't even have to play music, and we kind of felt bad about it. So we just got drunk.
We got a nice day off. Yeah, had some fun.
Yeah, it was fun. So yeah, that second time was pretty cool. But that first drive though from Buffalo to Denver, oh my gosh. Yeah, no.
This
Routing.
this isn't on the list of questions, but where in Buffalo did you play?
Oh man. Good question. So I am the worst when it comes to remembering like venues.
I can tell you we're getting ready to play in Buffalo this weekend.
You're in Buffalo. Dang.
Yeah.
Springville.
You didn't look,
Lodge.
did you, Chris?
I didn't look at the tour dates. I'm in Syracuse, so I'm like
Okay,
2.5
that's
hours
close enough.
east.
We'll see you on Saturday.
I'm going to be in New York City.
That's fine.
Otherwise, I'd be there.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we're playing Springville, I think technically, which is like, is that a suburb of Buffalo? Or close enough?
I'm not
No.
sure.
Springville?
This is awkward.
I don't
But
know where
anyways, the place
Springville
is
is.
called the Moose Lodge. It's pretty close to
mm.
Buffalo for sure.
Now you know what the Moose Lodge is, Chris?
Yeah, I
Probably
know what a
not.
Moose Lodge is.
But not the
aren't-
Moose Lodge. There's probably
maybe
multiple.
not the Moose Lodge, but yeah.
But
With that being said, with your tour starting 27th and you're the headliner, is it your first time headlining?
No,
No.
no, yeah, like a
No.
show or a tour.
Yeah.
No,
No?
yeah, we've
Not
done
the
it
first
before.
one.
Not the first one. I know I say that with a lot of enthusiasm. Sometimes headlining isn't all that it's cracked up to be.
This
Sure.
tour though you're going on is a shorter stint.
Yeah,
Are you excited
it'll be
about
fun.
it being
Absolutely.
shorter? Or
Yeah.
does it matter to you how long they are? I mean, I know a lot of people want to be
No,
home because they have families
Yeah,
now and everything.
for sure, for sure. I definitely like when we went on the road with I Set to Kill and Macari. I am so down for a long road trip, like with that, like with people like that, and like places and venues like that. And I'm also good with these short runs too. Kevin's drumming with us now, and we got Dylan Carter on bass, and so we've gotten some newer people in, but this is it. And see, these short runs are good for getting us all kind of on the same
gelling.
yeah, gelling, kind of like a sports team, baseball team. We're on the diamond, just get feeling each other out. So yeah, I'm
Nice.
excited to play with featherweight. That'll be fun.
I think
We
I've
love
heard of
those
them.
guys. We throw shows at each other back and forth all the time. So they're good, spunky dudes, and they're really talented.
You guys ever gonna come to Milwaukee, or have you been to Milwaukee
That'd be
before?
cool. I know.
I knew you were from Wisconsin. As soon, like the first thing you said, I forgot to check, but literally the first thing you said, one of my best friends is from Wisconsin. I was like, well, I know where she's from.
Yeah.
I think Chicago is definitely on the list in the next 6 months, but I don't know about Milwaukee. We will try. We will
I
try.
know.
I would
Chicago's
love
just
to
2
get
hours away,
somewhere.
so people
Yeah.
tend to just go to Chicago and not come up.
And that's not really fair. Wisconsin
That
is its
yeah,
own place.
that ain't right.
It's beautiful. I would definitely love to hit. We just visited Milwaukee actually this year, and it's actually really nice. So
It's
yeah,
really pretty right now because all the leaves are turning. So
not much to do in Green Bay or Appleton, Wisconsin, but Milwaukee's got enough of a scene. We should be hitting there. So we'll put it on the list of maybes.
because I'll definitely come out if you come
Heck
to
yeah.
Milwaukee.
That'd be cool.
It's harder to get to Chicago sometimes with work and everything. So
We'll pick you up.
okay.
Yeah, we're starting in the trailer. It'll be fine.
Wouldn't be the worst place I've ridden before.
Wow. We'll need to hear that story later, I think.
Not that bad.
Okay.
I was in a cargo van with a bunch of people once, like really packed. Like there was like 15 of us in it. And that's how
Sheesh.
the capacity, but then you're just like no room to move.
Yeah, right. Not fun.
And I had to sit in a Volkswagen Bug once all the way to Minnesota, like 5 hours in the back
Ooh.
seat. There ain't no leg room in those.
Ooh.
No, not at all. Mm-mm.
No leg room.
Yeah, hopefully Wisconsin soon. We'll be we're hoping to announce some bigger ones for next year. Like you mentioned, we got a couple
Yeah.
smallers this year, but yeah, definitely looking at some bigger ones for March or April of next year.
Nice. That would be great.
Yep.
So where has been your favorite place to play? And do you have any standout moments while you were on tour?
Oh yeah, so many.
I know it's
Goodness
hard to narrow
gracious.
them down, I'm sure.
Favorite places to play. Right now, like I've had a blast at Manchester City Hall in Lexington.
That was
the venue.
That was
I
great.
don't know why.
Yep.
And I've played some cool places. I got to play the Marquee in Denver. That's cool. Actually, I got to play Welcome to Rockville on the stage at the Speedway. That was really cool. That was for a Twitch competition that SoftSpoken made it to the finals for. And even still, that was a really cool experience, but it was so stressful. Standout moments though. Let's see. Goodness. I think right now Kevin's gonna get mad at me, but when me and Dylan were we went on the I Set the Guild tour again on this tour, we went
Oh,
to that we went to that music festival, and Scott Stapp's like side project band was playing, and so me and Dylan the whole time were just like geeking and trying to find him. We thought he found him, and Dylan's like filming him with his phone, and it's not him. And he sends it to his mom, and he's like, "Look, Scott Stapp," and his mom's like, "That is not Scott Stapp." The guy was like huge, looked drunk, like just looked a mess. And I was like, that's, he just had a guitar around him, and Dylan's just like, "That's him, dude." Like,
oh my
and
gosh.
so it was like the whole time we were trying to find Scott Stapp, like waiting in the food line. I met all kinds of people in the food line. Frick, what's that band called? Doesn't even matter. But so when they finally went on, and he played all Creed songs, he played so much Creed songs, basically. He was so good. And I think when we finally saw him on stage, we're like, that's him. That's him.
This is literally
We were
amazing.
drunk. We were drunk.
That
We
this
were really
went
drunk.
from what is your favorite place to
We
tour
were drunk.
to another
Well, it's a
story
moment.
about Scott Stapp.
Yeah. Well, it's a standout.
It was
it's
a standout moment.
All right, that's fair.
This is
That's
the moment
fair.
I heard his voice for the first time, and whatever.
I would have probably answered. We really honestly have a good time like everywhere we go.
Yeah.
It's pretty rare that we play a show and we're like, man, that town stunk. Like everyone is like kind of unique in its own way, and we all. There's been a couple stinkers for sure. There's been a couple stinkers for sure, and I will not be naming them. But for the most part, when we play, we have a good time, and no matter the crowd size, like we always enjoy ourselves. So
Yeah. Well, it's about the music, I guess, and the
Yeah.
fans. So whatever fans show up, you got to play good for them.
That's right.
exactly. Yep.
Chris.
Oh, you want me to go now?
Yes.
That's how this works. So who would
It's a
you say
back and forth.
who would you say over the years have been your biggest musical influences?
Kevin, you want to go first?
Oh
He's got to
yeah,
think
sure.
about it.
Well,
Yeah,
you said
I gotta
over
think
the
about it.
years. So if we're going way, way back, as a drummer, I have this sort of mishmash of Dave Grohl and Carter Beauford, two absolutely different drummers that are in no way similar. Dave Grohl is like the most plain, hard rocking drummer that showed me, like, wow, I can hit those things really hard and people like it. And Carter Beauford is like the most styling, like, I could play 1,000 notes during a ballad and it's still somehow okay. So I sort of combined my like Dave Matthews Nirvana experience and have kind of turned it into my own thing, I guess. So those are like my two, that helped me find my way early on. And then, probably honestly, like I'm not a huge punk fan, but like I gotta say, like Yellow Card and Sum 41 probably were like huge influences on me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, as individuals, I would say Carter Beauford is definitely one of my favorite drummers of all time, and Dave Grohl was sort of the one that really just like showed me the way.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you have enough
All right.
time to think, Sam?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Kevin's awesome, and you can definitely. He. I don't think any of those drummers though are as wild as Kevin. Kevin's wild, so I don't know where that came from or who influenced that, but
I guess Dave Grohl, maybe.
Could be.
For me, let's see. So I grew up. I loved punk and ska. I love like Les and Jake's. I love like the pop punk stuff. I feel like I had a pop punk voice before I have the voice I have now. I loved Census Fail though, and that was kind of my breakthrough into like post hardcore and some of the emo screamo type stuff. Like from first to last, I liked all those crazy high post hardcore singers, and of course Seos and
I was
Anthony.
I was gonna say I should have said Samson.
Yeah, well, that's why me and Chris connected. We love just post hardcore in general and all that stuff, and even the old Glassjaw and some stuff like that. And I loved Finch, and I loved Funeral for a Friend. So those are big influences for me. And then, I mean, as a singer, I've grown different even from that style, and I've just incorporated more. I really got into reggae, like college, and kind of even still, it's like my favorite go-to music. I play guitar, and I love playing like that bluesy kind of like, I don't know, riffs. Like it's fun. But And I think like there's a couple bands I like have like a little R&B twist to it, and I feel like I've gotten this like R&B twist in some of the stuff we've been doing now. And Kevin's thrown out The Weekend, we've gotten that comparison. And I will say I remember being in college too and hearing like Johnny Craig on that Dance Gavin Dance, that famous first big album, and that was like what? I was like getting nothing done in the library at school and just like listening to that hard. So maybe little Johnny got me going there.
Nice.
So, but yeah. My mom loved Queen growing up. She's from Great Britain. So I always had Freddie Mercury in the house.
I mean,
So,
it's Queen.
yeah,
There's no beating Queen.
no doubt, right? And no doubt. I mean,
Oh, no doubt.
Let's
Happy
go.
accident.
I mean,
Happy
honestly,
accident.
the list can go on and
Oh,
on.
Yeah,
talk about ska.
for sure.
I loved when they were ska.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But-
Tragic Kingdom.
Yep.
Yes.
That one's the classic.
Yep.
So I'm gonna take that question. I'm gonna twist it a little bit. So we talked about musical influences. So my best analogy when I ask this question is Johnny Depp got his screen presence for Jack Sparrow from Keith Richards. Do you have an influence as to how you present yourself on stage?
Cool. Yeah. Actually, it's funny because so I mentioned Census Fail is kind of like my breakthrough into like that post-hardcore emo screamo world, and he was definitely. If you bought the Let It Unfold You album when it came out, it came with like a band video DVD of them just like on tour and just just going berserk and whatever. And man, just his energy on stage, just his personality and just his goofiness. It just felt like me and my friends in a lot of ways. And man, that from the time I found Census Fail to like, I mean, even still now, I go back and listen to it, but it always that dude for sure was my Keith Richards to Johnny Depp.
I mean,
Nice.
Buddy is a character, that's for sure.
For sure. I know, and we do totally different shit. So it's like, how do I be like this pretty like soft spoken, but then get heavy and crazy and try to balance and find that buddy in me. The Bud the Chud.
The Bud the Chud, yeah.
I think it's his Instagram.
It is.
Yeah.
He's been posting a lot lately.
He's funny. He's so funny. Cracks me up.
How about you, Kevin?
Well, you talked about a Keith. I'll go Keith Moon, the drummer of The Who. We talk about going crazy wild. That's probably that might be where I got that wildness from, Sam. I'm not positive. I know sorry if I say the wrong name. I'm pretty sure his name's Alex Rodriguez, the drummer of Sayison. He's kind of the same way. Like he's literally just like he's so in the pocket and it's so clean, yet like his stick heights are insane. Like literally like arms like up to here hitting the snare drum, like just and playing
awesome.
so
Just
fast. It's wild.
Looks so good too.
Yeah. When I heard that album, I was like, I just want to hear this album front to back, probably for the rest of my life. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yep. One of those two.
So do you guys have any dream gear setups? Like, are there any dreams
Just somebody
that you
else
could
setting it
love
up.
to have?
Yeah,
I don't care what it is. I just want someone else to be the one that sets it up. I'll play a bass drum, a snare drum, and a hi-hat for the rest of my life as long as somebody else sets it up. Oh shit.
I want a guitar and a talk box.
I mean, there are
For real.
spectacular different pedals and everything out there too. So
I know, yeah.
Oh man, that's probably a good question. That would probably be a better Chris question. Chris is sort of our gearhead, and as far as like stage setup, I'm sure there's some more stuff that we want to do.
MIDI lights, MIDI flames, 2024 SoftSpoken. We're coming with it all.
Let's go, baby.
We're bringing the circus.
Yeah, that would honestly probably be the best question for Chris, but I honestly, we're kind of spoiled. Like I've filled in with other
I agree.
bands, and what Chris has done to like set us up, it's really nice. Like
nice.
it feels like a very high end setup. And I've played with bands that, even numbers are slightly bigger than ours. And it's just, I come back and I'm like, man, we're so lucky. Like Chris really puts it, like he messaged me literally last night at like 1 a.m. He's like, hey man, just got done reworking all the levels. And like, he's just a gearhead. And he's like really into the sound and the tones. And honestly, we're very fortunate with what we have. So I'm going to say no. I'm gonna say I'm happy with what we got for now. We're lucky to have what we do have.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, my last question isn't really music related, I suppose. Do you guys, either of you, have any hidden talents other than music and being talented in that way?
Ooh.
That must be Chris.
No,
that
go
he's
ahead,
showing
Sam. Sam's got some. Oh, yeah.
What's that?
A
Are you
hidden
showing them your
talent that's
painting?
not music related.
Are you showing them your painting? Is that what you're doing?
Showing him Chris.
He has his
Oh,
TV
you're-
screen on the back.
Oh,
Just zooming on
I
in.
I'm sorry, I couldn't see. What's your hidden talent, Sam?
Whistling maybe. I think I can whistle pretty good.
He can throw his weight around on a skateboard pretty good too.
Yeah. Okay.
Sam likes to do fall.
Body
Where are
type
they
pavement.
back there?
Yeah, I saw all those decks. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yep.
I didn't say anything because I'm not really a skateboarder, Chris. Like I just fall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you might not be the best, but Sam likes to do fall videos. So every video of him skateboarding, he's falling, but it's really just him being a jackass, I guess. But yeah, no, he could throw his weight around on a skateboard. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I guess
Maybe not a hidden
nothing
talent.
crazy.
I guess it couldn't be a hidden talent, but it could be more of like another hobby that you have besides,
I would say definitely, like, I used to be really into disc golf, but lately it's been more video games because I have so many friends in like different cities that's just the easiest way. Like we can hop on like Smash Bros or Fortnite or something and we can get down. So Smash Bros, I'm not like amazing or anything, but I've played in a couple competitions and done okay. Yeah, I don't really know. Probably I guess pretty
You're
good
pretty
at video
good at
games.
Smash Bros.
I could throw my weight around in some Smash Bros for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, and I must know what your dog's name is.
Oh, you can hear my dog?
No, I saw your dog.
Oh, did he got close? This is Teddy. He's a corgi, and then the other one is doing inappropriate stuff to himself, so I'm not going to show him, but that's Grant. Grant and Teddy, we got the presidential name dogs. So yeah.
Nice.
I didn't know they
love
made an
dogs.
appearance. And my cat was like right on the other side of the screen too. That was Wayne.
Everyone just wants to hang out with you.
I know so many, and I don't know if you saw, my daughter came out and was about to just start screaming really loud.
Oh, that would have been so funny.
I hit the mute so fast. That was my talent, how quickly I can hit mute if my child's about to ruin a call. It's pretty impressive.
Kevin's daughter did her first review, like a reaction video to SoftSpoken.
I haven't released it into the world.
She's funny.
Yet.
If she'd have jumped in, that would have been great.
She's hilarious. Her first thing was like, all right, going good so far. We got
going
the
good so
title.
far. You got a title. I was like, oh my god,
dude. Yeah. If I release that, it'll be over. We'll be an instant hit.
Nice. Kids.
Jess, what's your hidden talent? We haven't talked about this ourselves.
Yeah.
My hidden talent?
Yeah.
I can belch really loud.
Nice.
And my mom and dad are always like, so ladylike. And I'm always just like, I never said I was a lady.
Nice.
That's so old to say I'm not ladylike. I don't know.
Yeah, that really is antiquated.
I don't know. My friends are always amazed at how loud I can belch. So that's my hidden talent.
There you go. Nice.
Wow.
Mine
just sounds creepy, if I'm being honest. Because mine came from years of like business training. I'm really good at personality mirroring and adapting my personality like for specific people.
Yeah. Do you do sales?
No.
Okay.
I do. I've long been I was in telecom for a long time. And now I'm quality assurance for a government contractor that writes like the CDC website and like Medicare and Medicaid.
Okay.
So just dealing with people and like de-escalating people, making everyone get the hell along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's a great trait.
I used to rent apartments,
cool.
and that was like one of the first things they teach you is like personality mirroring. You know, you don't want to be like talking a mile a minute to somebody who's super shy. You know, like it's
Yeah.
just quickly figuring out what makes them tick, and then sort of being
Yep.
the same person as them, so they feel comfortable with you. Even though it's not like it's so ridiculous. I'm not going to move in your apartment with you. You're going to live there by yourself. You choose if you come in the office or not. Like, but for some reason, personality mirroring sells apartments like none other. But glad I got out of that business.
I've never heard of that before. Personality mirroring.
Mhm.
For real?
It's big.
No,
It's big.
I guess
It's
I don't mirror anyone's personality.
It's
Yeah,
hard.
you're just
it's
yourself. You're just
it's
being
hard to
yourself.
learn. Like you have to do that, and then you have to weigh in like how their emotional reaction is going to be to whatever you're saying, and like there's so much that goes into it. It's ridiculous and it's exhausting. So
Yeah.
when you're like you just sit at home and work from home all day, why are you so tired? I have to
Yeah.
deal
Your
with
brain.
idiots. Yeah.
Yeah, your
Um,
brain.
So real
Yeah,
quick, guys, that was our last question. This little portion I'm saying right now is going to be cut out. But you can definitely stay on after the recording. We'll wrap it up real quick, but then you can
Okay.
hang out and chill with us for a little bit.
If you
Okay,
want.
cool.
If you want, yeah,
Sure.
if you want to.
I'm down.
All right, Jess, do you want to do a closing?
Oh, I'm gonna do a closing.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're doing a closing.
Yeah.
I thought you were doing
Real time.
asking the other thing.
I have no other question.
No, the other thing.
Oh,
Ch-
yeah, after.
Oh,
We're always on the same page, guys, I swear.
We can tell.
Same.
we are, and we aren't sometimes. All right. Well, that does it for this episode of JAMXP. We want to thank Sam and Kevin from SoftSpoken for coming on the podcast. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely. Appreciate you.
Yes,
Uh,
absolutely.
Hopefully the listeners will check you guys out and, love it
Yes.
as much as we have. I mean, I've listened to you guys a bunch and I love all of the stuff I've heard. And
Thank
hopefully
you.
you come to Milwaukee.
Yes, we will, Jess.
Do our
Thank you.
darndest.
Jess
Thank
and
you.
Chris, thank you guys so much for having us.
Thank you for being on.
Yes, thank you. And of course, everyone, you can check us out on Spotify, Apple, and everywhere else that podcasts are because we're on a lot of them. So I'm not the greatest at closings either.
No, you're
so.
not. We could cut that last part out. Or edit something in. That's okay.
Oh, uh-oh.
Pineapple.
Oh, jeez.
Edit that in. You edit that in, Chris.
I was looking
We
for
need-
the mute.
We need a blooper reel.
I mean,
Those always do
Chris-
better than the real thing anyway, right?
Chris does like to use some of our B-roll or bloopers, as we call it.
I
for
love using it.
some of our
That'll be a
social
good
media
one.
stuff.
Start the podcast with Sam sneezing. Yes.